Hello, and welcome back to C3 Marble Race 100. So last we left off, Tiger Shark was the third one to advance to the semifinals and was the winner of Group C, aka the green group, as you see right here. And now we have finally made it to the last group of the group rounds right here. So here we have Group D, aka the yellow group. And by the way, 4 of these contestants right here did compete in the last chance qualification race for, well, this race specifically. And they were ones who previously failed to qualify in, well, previous qualification races, but successfully got a second chance in the last chance qualification race. So yeah, so I'm not going to go over the rules or anything since they're basically just the same as the past 3 parts, so you don't need to go over that again. So I guess since I don't have much to go over, since the rules are basically the same as the last 3 parts, I will show you the track. So this is the track that we're going to be using for Group D. So as you see here, it's the same one as the second, well, actually the first Chapter 3 Season 6 track, even though technically the first Chapter 3 Season 6 track was one of, well, Ray 22X's tracks, speaking of which, shout out to him. But this truly counts as the first Chapter 3 Season 6 track. And this is also the same track that was used in Elimination Tournament 5, by the way. So, yeah. So, looks pretty much the same, except, well, obviously the Imaginarium portion of the track is different because of the, size of the marbles. So, yeah. Anyways, that's going to be battle for the track. So, if you do want to use this one in your videos, then, well, make sure to credit me if you do even have the tendency to use this track, due to the fact of, how tall it is, and also the fact that it utilizes both of these sets. So yeah, so feel free to credit me if you do tend to use this track. So yeah. Anyways, I guess there's nothing else for me to go over, so now let's just go over the contestants for Group D. So the ones who are in Group D, aka the yellow group, are Cat's Eye White, Blood Red, Cat's Eye Yellow, and Earth. So now, without further ado, let Group D begin. Beginning Group D with Blood Red and Cat's Eye White. Alright, down they go, the first funnel. Ooh, very, very intense right here. And Cat's Eye White is going to make his way into the second funnel. But let's see if Blood Red can catch up. And Cat's Eye White is going to make his way into the third funnel right now. Ooh, well, looks like he gets overtaken by Blood Red. And Blood Red is now going to take the lead into the fourth funnel. But Cat's Eye White is not giving up. But let's see if he can, well, since Blood Red is kind of a dominant marble compared to his size. And Blood Red gets stuck. So therefore, well, that gives Cat's Eye White a pretty big advantage right here. Alright, here we go. Seems like Cat's Eye White is doing fairly well right here, but Blood Red is inching slowly towards him. Ooh, and it looks like Blood Red makes a last-minute move on Cat's Eye White, and because of that, he will be moving on. So Cat's Eye White is eliminated, so therefore he'll have to compete for second place for Group D. Man, that was such an intense match right there. But now, for this match, we have Cat's Eye Yellow and Earth. Alright, down the first funnel. Let's see who's going to make it out first. And it looks like it's going to be Earth. Yes, it will. And he's going to make his way into the second funnel, with Cat's Eye Yellow slowly trailing behind. Looks like Earth is going to keep his lead into the third funnel. Cat's Eye Yellow is not doing too hot here, as Earth is holding on into a pretty good lead, I would say, but nearly gets stuck. And now Earth is in the double entrance funnel, with Cat's Eye Yellow struggling to catch up. Wow, look at Earth. He is zooming his way throughout the track. Yeah, I think Earth is gonna win this one. There's no way Cat's Eye Yellow is gonna be able to catch up on time. And yeah, it was no surprise because, well, Cat's Eye Yellow was just way too far behind. So therefore, that automatically gave Earth the W and the chance to move on. So therefore, he will be fighting against Blood Red to see who will be the final contestant to move on to the semifinals, while Cat's Eye Yellow is eliminated. Alright, so here are the results. So as you see, both Blood Red and Earth have won their matches respectively, but now it looks like they're going to be versing each other to see who will be the final one to move on to the semifinals, while Cat's Eye White and Cat's Eye Yellow are eliminated, but will have to compete for second place for this group. But for now, let's see who will be the final contestant to move on to the semifinals, Blood Red or Earth. Let's find out. Looks like Earth is going to... Okay, I don't know why my camera has crappy focus right now, but luckily that's all fixed for now. Anyways, it looks like Earth is peeking on into a pretty good lead, and it looks like he gets stuck. So therefore, that gives Blood Red an advantage right here, which is no good for him because Blood Red is a pretty dominant marble right here. He has been doing very good this past year. Probably has the highest score on the leaderboard as of right now. And yeah, look at, you see Earth is getting absolutely crushed by Blood Red right here. So yeah, safe to say he is pretty cooked. Yeah. Safe to say there's absolutely no chance of Earth catching up. So looks like the final spot in the semifinals is going to be given over to Blood Red, and indeed it will. Yeah, sorry Earth, but you just got absolutely cooked by Blood Red over here. Goes to show why, well, he's a pretty dominant marble, and why I probably should not have him compete as much in the new chapter, unless if I manage to get a much more bigger and balanced body of him, but yeah. But overall, congratulations Blood Red, you are the final contestant to move on to the semifinals, while Earth is gonna have to fight for second place for this group. And with that, the semifinals is now officially 100% set. So we are ready to see who will move on to the biggest grand finale of the year. And of course, it will be one of these four right here. But of course, we're going to get to that next video, as we still have to determine the rest of the results for Group D right here. So, so the rest of the remaining contestants for Group D that will be competing for second place are Cat's Eye Yellow, Cat's Eye White, and Earth. Let's see who will score third. Well, not third, second. Okay, sorry for that line right there, but yeah. Let's see who will score second, third, and last. Alright, looks like Earth is going to be taking the lead. But Cat's Eye L and Cat's Eye Y are just inching up slowly behind him. Ooh! And it looks like Cat's Eye L manages to make a sneaky move on Earth right here. And it looks like he's gonna have the lead. And not because of that, Earth is struggling, or should I say not, because looks like he is in 3rd place as of right now. Cat's Eye L is still taking the lead. But Cat's Eye Y is fighting for his life right here. Ooh, that was close, but Cat's Eye L is going to continue to keep the lead. This might be a very intense match right here, but let's see how the rest of this race goes. Wow, they all just entered the double entrance funnel at the same time, which is something. This might be a very intense match right here. Alright, this is intense. Let's see who's gonna score 2nd. And it looks like Cat's Eye Yellow will be scoring 2nd. And with Earth placing 3rd. And unfortunately for you, Cat's Eye White, you will be scoring last place for Group D. Big oofs. But overall, congratulations to Cat's Eye Yellow for scoring 2nd place for this group. Alright, now that we have determined the rest of the Group D results, the semifinals is now officially 100% set. Which means, next video, we're going to determine which one of these 4 will move on to the semifinals. And yes, the semifinals will have a completely different rule setting than the group rounds, just to keep things, fresh and such. So, yeah. But of course, I will explain all that in the next part as the C3 Marble Race 100 saga continues on, as we are now only a few steps closer to determining who will be the grand winner of Chapter 3. So, like I said, only one of these 4 right here we have to fight Murky Blue in the biggest grand finale of 2025, while the other 3 will have to compete for 3rd place. But yeah, like I said, that's all going to be for the next part, which will come out, obviously, in the usual scheduling. But yeah. But for now, we're going to leave it here, so hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to leave a comment down below, subscribe to that notification bell enabled, and feel free to follow all my socials down below. And I'll see you guys in the next part as we we enter the semifinals in the C3 Marble Race 100 saga. And of course, like I said, we will determine which one of these 4 will fight Murky Blue for the world title in the biggest grand finale of the year. But for now, that's about it for this. Bye bye for now, and have a good day.